What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano. Today, we're going to be talking about how the piano is so much more about mental work than it is necessarily about the physical, actually moving up and down the piano. So, a lot of times we neglect the mental side because the physical side is what we can all see. We can't read somebody's mind. We can't look into what they're thinking about or how they feel about playing the piano while they're playing. All we can do is see what they're physically doing. So all the savants, all the concert pianists, we see them playing these incredibly fast passages, or we see them playing with incredible maybe musicality. They have a great touch. It's a soft touch, and they can accent certain notes. And they're, if you've ever seen Lang Lang play the piano, he's um, very just moving around a lot, doing a lot of extra exaggerations, and some people get all pissed off about that, but whatever. We see all this physical side of playing the piano, and we neglect the mental side. So I'm going to talk about some of these mental points here and how you can use them to help yourself play the piano and play at the level that you want. So first step is mentally, you have to be consistent. Talked about this so many times, but all the greatest pianists, even if they are not flying up and down the piano, they can still play pretty much perfectly because they've been so consistent. They've put in that time over the years, over their probably entire life that they have been playing, and they've been able to maintain that as well. So they might be doing an hour a day, 4 hours a day, whatever it is. The time of the day doesn't even really matter, but it's over that long period of time, over years and years that they have been consistently practicing the piano to some degree for probably an hour or more every single day. Next point is their discipline. In order to maintain that consistency, you have to have some kind of discipline. So discipline and consistency, those are the two big things that we don't see when we are trying to figure out how these piano players got so good and they've been so gifted and they're so savant-like and it's just God-given talent. But they've also been disciplined. There have been times where they felt like they did not want to play the piano. And you know this is true because you can think about this for even in your own life. Something that you really like doing, maybe, or something that you feel like you are really good at. There's still come days where you don't want to do it. That's just the way it is. Not everybody feel likes doing the thing that they do every single day. Even if you are a concert pianist and you're a professional, even if you are a Twitch user or you play video games for a living, that's what you do. There's going to come a day where you don't feel like playing video games. That's just the way it is. But it's that discipline about sticking with it. Going back to our piano conversation, it's that discipline of sticking with the piano and that consistency that puts you over the edge. Another thing is the confidence. So they have the confidence to actually be able to sit down and perform. And they have that confidence because they have done it before. They've played in front of people before. They've learned very difficult passages in short periods of time. And again, they perform for friends, family, neighbors, strangers, everybody. They have performed for everybody, and now they're at that point where they can actually play. And I forget where I heard this, but somebody put it very well, is that essentially it's like a toolbox. You think of your piano skill as like a toolbox or like a bag of tools, right? And if you physically can play the piano piece, you have all of the tools at your disposal. You have full access to them. But the problem is when you have some kind of mental hurdle, say you don't have the confidence to play it in front of somebody, it's like that tool is missing. You don't have access to it anymore. It's like locked. So physically you might have all the tools, but then mentally, if something is missing, the confidence is missing, or the discipline or the structure is missing, those tools get taken away, right? A better analogy might be like a full mansion. If you think of a mansion with like 12 bedroom house, and each of those bedrooms is some tool that you have physically at the piano. So one tool is that you have great dexterity in all of your fingers. Another tool is that you can move up and down really quickly. Another tool is that you can sight read really well. Another tool is you can make jumps quick on the piano, right? In the left hand, let's say. Those are all your tools. And in this analogy, that's represented by all the rooms in this 12-bedroom mansion. When you have your mental side completely intact and it's 100% good to go, those rooms are all unlocked. So you have access to each room. You can go over and open the door to each of your skill sets that you need. If you have a mental block, say you don't have confidence that day, or maybe you haven't been as disciplined, it's like those rooms are locked. So you still have the skill somewhere back there, but you can't actually get to it because you're mentally not there. And especially when it comes to performance for people. I'm sure if you have ever performed for anybody, even friends or family, chances are you probably have practiced that piece for a long time. And you were able to play it perfectly when you are playing just by yourself. But as soon as you add other people into the room and they start listening to you play, then you might start making all these mistakes. You start forgetting what you're supposed to be playing. You make a bunch of wrong notes, right? It's because mentally you're not there yet. You're nervous. You don't have the confidence. You don't have that discipline to get there. So all of your skill sets, all of the time that you practice physically is now locked behind those doors. And I'm not trying to neglect the physical aspect of it. Piano is both. Piano, you need to be able to play physically, and you need to also be able to play it mentally, right? And a lot of people focus on the physical again because they can see it. They don't focus as much on the mental side of things. And that's what I'm trying to bring to your attention today, is that mental side of playing the piano is real, and you need to work on that as well, like in the physical. So some of the things you can work on mentally are, again, you can stay disciplined, you can stay confident, you can stay consistent in your practice session. Those are all things you can do mentally to make sure you are where you want to be. And then in addition, of course, you also need to practice your technique, your pieces, and your sight reading. But you need both pieces together. It's not like you can neglect the mental aspect of it and focus solely on the physical. And it's not like you can neglect the physical side and focus only on the mental pieces. You need both to play the piano well. So I hope that helps. Again, my name is Josh LaFleur. Happy practicing, and don't forget to work on that mental piece.